Hello everyone. Welcome to the next lecture, that is the blood vessels. Now in blood vessel I will explain you three parts. The first one is the artery, then next is vein, and the third one is capillary. Coming to the artery, the artery has got a distributory function. That means it distributes the oxygenated blood to various parts of the body. Remember, there is one exception. It is called pulmonary artery. I have already explained pulmonary artery carries the deoxygenated blood. You can refer my previous videos if you are getting confused here. Then the arteries have got thick muscular wall. Why? Because since these arteries, they are going to feel the pressure of the heart, because the heart is pushing the blood, so the arteries should be able to control the heart pressure. Then it is highly elastic. The blood vessel is highly elastic. Sometimes the heartbeat will reduce or the power will reduce, so the artery has to decrease their size. Sometimes the heartbeat is too high. When the blood pressure is high, to decrease the blood pressure, artery may increase the diameter. So that's why the artery is elastic. Then the blood flow in spurts. Spurts means you will see that blood will flow in a sequential manner. Like when the heart will pump, that time you will see the blood flow. Again will stop. Again the heart will pump. Again you will see the blood flow. That is what is called the spurts. I mean, not continuous. Then the artery is not collapsible. Artery won't collapse. Remember one thing. And one more thing. You will not get any if you are finding an animal which has died, and if you check the artery of that animal, you won't find any blood in the artery, because what happens, the artery doesn't have any valve, so all the blood will go down and then go to the capillaries, and through capillaries it either will be in capillaries or either will go to the veins. And then the next point is the arteries are progressively branched and will decrease in size. Why? The artery bigger in size, and then it will go and then it will divide into the arterioles like this. Then arterioles will divide into capillary. So you can see the size is decreasing. This point is totally opposite in the case of veins. The small veins, venules, they will combine and form the veins, and then from veins it will form the big vena cava and then goes to the heart. The walls of the artery is made of three concentric layers. Concentric means one layer with same center. So the outermost layer is called the tunica externa, while the middlemost layer is called the tunica media, and the internalmost layer is called the tunica interna. Remember one thing: the tunica externa is made up of connective tissue. Since it's the outermost part, so it has to bear the pressure, so it is made up of the connective part. Wait. While the tunica media is made up of elastic and smooth muscles. It is smooth walled, and it is made of and is elastic. While the tunica interna is made up of endothelial cells, or you can also say it is the innermost layer, and here the cells are there, and these cells are called as the endothelial cells. Now next topic is veins. Opposite to the artery, the veins collects the deoxygenated blood from various parts of the body, except the pulmonary vein, which carries the oxygenated blood. Like artery, this also have three layers, but remember the walls of the veins are thin and less elastic, and the lumen is wide. So remember, if you are supposed to draw a diagram of artery and vein, remember the lumen of vein will be more wide. You can see here, vein lumen is more wide, artery lumen is narrow. Then the vein contains valves. Remember, artery doesn't contain valve. Actually, artery doesn't need any valve also, because in artery the blood flow occurs because of the pumping action of the heart, while in vein it has to go against the gravity and then bring the blood back to the heart. So the veins needs valve. I'll show you in next figure how the valve works. In veins the blood flows uniformly, remember, but in the case of the artery the blood flows in spurts. Next is capillaries. The capillaries are very thin walled. Actually they are single cell thickness, and they have got only one layer, that is tunica interna layer or the endothelium layer, and the capillaries are present at the junction of artery and vein. So when from artery, arteriole, and then capillaries comes, give blood to the veins. So capillary are present at the junction of artery and vein. You can see this capillary, it is made of single layer cell, that is endothelial cells, and you can see the nucleus also of the endothelial cells. Just for the this thing, you can see in artery the outermost layer is tunica adventitia. Adventitia is also called as tunica externa. The middle layer is tunica media. Here also tunica media is there. Remember, tunica media is narrower in vein while it is wider in artery. Tunica media is highly elastic in artery but not in the case of vein. And the innermost layer is tunica intima, which contains the squamous cell or endothelial cells. Here also you can see tunica intima. Remember, lumen of artery is narrower than veins. The same diagram only. Tunica adventitia is also called tunica externa, then comes the tunica media, and then you can see the elasticity in artery, and there is a tunica intima. You can compare the location of the capillary here. From artery there comes the arterioles, from arterioles there will be capillaries, then capillaries will give the blood to the venules, and from venules it will go to the vein. Here you can see how the valve system of the veins works. See, normal valve of a vein, the blood will is going forward. Once the blood goes forward, the blood can't come back because of this valve. Sometime when they are diseased, then this valve won't work and the blood will keep coming back. In that case, you will see in some people the veins will be very thick and very swollen. Next comes the function of capillaries. The first function of capillary is the oxygen diffusion. What happens? It diffuses oxygen from the blood to tissue. Because the blood contains oxygen, so oxygen has to go to the tissue. So through capillaries, the blood goes to the tissue. It also acts as a it also diffuses the carbon dioxide from tissue to blood, so that this CO2 will be collected in the blood and then will go back to the artery, and through artery it will go back to the lungs and then get purified. We can also see nutrient diffusion in the capillary. The nutrient diffusion will occur from the blood to the tissue. So if any glucose and all is there, it will pass through all. It will go to all parts of the body through the blood, and through the blood it will go to the tissue through capillaries. Then metabolic waste diffusion. If any waste is there, that will go from the tissue to the blood. From here, if it can be thrown through kidney, it will come out of the urine. Sometimes it may go to the liver and gets metabolite. Sometimes it will go to the gastrointestinal tract, comes out as the feces. Then leukocyte diffusion. What happens? The leukocytes of the WBC, which are present in blood, they may go to the tissue, or vice versa, from tissue to blood. Actually, this leukocytes helps in the phagocytosis of some foreign particles. Phagocytosis is like eating. So just think, if any foreign particle is there in the tissue, at that time this WBC or leukocyte will go into the tissue and then it will act on the foreign particle. I hope you have understood the function of capillaries. Then one more thing is there. The capillary has both the property of vasodilatation and the vasoconstriction. Remember, vaso means blood vessels.